At noon, focused on you.
We are in a winter weather alert as we go on the air at noon. A dangerous morning on roads all across the bi-state thanks to freezing rain. This is the moment a Rock Community fire truck lost control on icy streets in a subdivision. It did a 360, ending up in a driveway. The accident happened around 7:30 near Main Street and Old Antonio near Imperial. Thanks for being here at noon on this icy midday. I'm Kay Quinn. That accident shows you just how treacherous roads are as an ice storm grips almost the entire state of Missouri and parts of southern Illinois. Emergency responders and highway department officials asking you stay off the roads unless it's an emergency. Sidewalks, side streets, any untreated surface is basically a skating rink. Let's get right to meteorologist Jim Castillo. He's in the Weather First Weather Center. Now the temperature's rising. That's going to help us, right, Jim?
Yes, and we were looking for that. And thank goodness, there's some areas that are above that freezing mark, and some areas east of St. Louis have hit 40 degrees already, but not everybody is at that temperature. In fact, we're at freezing or below in some spots, so freezing rain does continue in some areas. But at Lambert, 34 degrees. And again, those untreated roads, very treacherous, but then you get to the treated roads and things are just fine. So you just have to make sure that you watch for those areas that have been treated or not treated, and you have to know exactly where those lie. But right now, look at all the salmon color on here. That's that freezing rain that continues. So there's spotty areas where we're starting to see that temperature go up just a little bit. Other than that, there's still areas of freezing rain all over the place. So let's check those temperatures. You have 37 at Flora and Salem, Illinois. No problems there. 40 degrees in Mount Vernon. Scott Air Force Base, you just went above freezing at 33. DeSoto, Chesterfield. But then St. Charles, Alton, and Warrenton and Litchfield, you're at or below freezing. So the freezing rain continues there. Also in Sullivan, Farmington, you're above 35. So you'll begin to see a little bit better in terms of the roadways. But look at this, partially covered ice to covered in pink. And it's all over the place, still widespread. So take it easy out there. And again, those untreated roadways and sidewalks are extremely hazardous. Much more on our forecast coming up. Okay, we'll see you in a few minutes. Thank you, Jim. Remember, you can get the latest Weather First forecast sent straight to your phone. Just text the word weather to 314-425-5355. Now let's take you outside. We have live team coverage of conditions on both sides of the river, roads and airports. Let's begin with Holden Kerwicki. He's in the storm tracker. Where are you right now, Holden?
Just left Webster Groves heading into Kirkwood, and today's one of those days that if you don't have to be outside, just go ahead and stay in and stay warm. We're going to give you a live look at the roads out here. Again, this is Big Bend heading west into Kirkwood right now. And the good news is the interstates and the main roads like this look pretty clear, but the side streets are slick enough that, Kay, I think you said it perfectly earlier, we might be able to skate on them out there this morning. Now, we did have a number of slide-offs during the morning rush. This video is from I-70 and Wentzville Parkway. It shows not one, but two semis jackknife in the median. Crews were able to get those trucks straightened out and reopen that road in that area. Now, Highway Patrol has said that they have had 631 calls for service. That's between midnight and 9 a.m. And there were 273 crashes. 255 of those were non-injuries. But again, it just gives you a reminder of how dangerous it can be out there. The slickest spots, though, continue to be on our slide roads. This was the situation in South City this morning. This is south of Chippewa and east of Hampton near the Princeton Heights neighborhood, and you can really see the ice build up on the roads, which haven't been salted or brined, as the crews really continue to focus on those main thoroughfares. Now, with the temperatures hovering near freezing, we are going to continue to bring you updates on the road conditions throughout the day, but if you need to get out, make sure you give yourself plenty of time to be accountable and make sure you stay away from those slick spots. Reporting live in this weather tracker, Holden Kerwicki, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Holden. You saw the fire truck that lost control in a subdivision earlier. This is video of a salt truck in the city of St. Louis that also lost control. It happened around 5:30 this morning on Walter between Newhalls Ferry and Broadway. The St. Louis Streets Commissioner says the driver was coming down a hill, lost control on the ice, and spun out into some posts near the Elite Supermarket on North Broadway. The driver was sent to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Right now, conditions much better on main roads, but as we've been telling you, there are still slick spots. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay has been inside MoDOT's headquarters all morning long. She joins us now live with an update on how crews are doing. Mercedes?
Okay, it's been a pretty busy morning for MoDOT crews, as you just saw Holden mention. All those accidents many crews were dealing with this morning. Not only have they been working around the clock outside treating those roads, they've also been working around the clock inside here at the headquarters monitoring those roads. So I'm going to step aside so you can see just what I'm talking about. All these cameras behind me, these are real-time updates on what road conditions look like right now. Looking pretty good right now. MoDOT crews did start treating the roads at 7 o'clock last night, making sure they were prepped before the freezing rain came. Now they are working 12-hour shifts until every road is clear. So they're going to start with those interstates and then make their way to the smaller roads and side streets. Like Holden mentioned, those side streets are the treacherous ones right now. Now this morning was an incredibly active morning. We saw several accidents, like this one here that Holden mentioned, where a semi-truck jackknifed along I-70 in Wentzville. We also saw an accident involving a Metro bus that ran into a couple of parked cars over on Cherokee. Now moments ago, I spoke with a MoDOT official about how the morning has gone for them. They said overall, things went really well.
Temperatures were sitting there right around, just below freezing, mid-20s, and, that salt with the material we had worked really good in these temperatures, and we were out constantly. We were out all night, and we'd make a treatment, we'd come back around, and we'd have to do it again because of the constant rain that was coming down.
Bob Becker, who you just heard from, he's an engineer with MoDOT, told me the reason they think that it went so smoothly this morning is because of all of you at home. Everyone listened. People really stayed off the roads. Continue that habit throughout the day. Stay home if you can, because MoDOT crews will be out on the roads into the afternoon hours, into rush hour tonight. Now, if you have to be outside, we understand. We have to get to our jobs as well. Just make sure you slow down and give MoDOT crews a lot of space. Live in Town and Country, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
All right, thank you, Mercedes. Metro suspended bus operations for a time this morning due to icy conditions. As of about an hour ago, Metro posted on its website that service on several routes had been restored, but runs on 9 routes are still temporarily suspended. On the St. Louis side of the river in Illinois, runs on 7 routes have been suspended. Metro reminds riders to allow a lot of extra time. Buses are experiencing delays all across the system. They may not be operating on schedule. Metrolink trains also experiencing delays. All right, St. Louis Lambert International Airport was completely shut down for a time this morning. 1 runway is now open, but dozens of flights in and out of the airport have been canceled or delayed. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is there live. She continues our team coverage. Diamond?
One of 3 runways here at Lambert Airport is open for travelers to use, but the airport says they are urging travelers to check with their airline before heading to the airport in case they have cancellation or delays that are happening throughout the day. Now, I want you guys to see just behind me, so I'm going to step out of the way here. As you can see, there's no rush here at the airport. Very few travelers heading into line to try to board some of these flights that may still be going out. But just before 6 a.m. this morning, Lambert told us that all planes were grounded and all 3 runways were closed. The airport is currently operating on 1 runway, and they're about halfway done clearing off the 2nd runway. Now, the 3rd runway is still completely iced over, but the city of St. Louis is helping and working with the airport to clear off the runways, and they expect those runways to be operating by the end of the day as these temperatures kind of warm throughout the day and the evening. Now, we spoke to the executive director earlier of the airport, and she says nearly 50% of flights arriving or departing so far were canceled or delayed.
It was a tough go this morning. I mean, we had crews out all night treating, but because the ground temperatures were so cold and the runway was so cold, the product just wasn't working as fast as we'd like it to. So we did have the runways closed until about 8 o'clock.
Now, the airport says they are continuing to watch the status of these airplanes, but they continue to expect cancellation and delays throughout the afternoon and early evening. So if you are heading to the airport, just another reminder to check with your airline for cancellations or delays. Reporting live here in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
Thank you, Diamond. You can also catch our local newscasts and weather forecasts anytime on the 5+ streaming app. Just download the free app on your Fire TV, Apple TV, or Roku. Search KSDK in your app store.